Staying in our opportunities segment, please join me in welcoming Ms. Shalini Vaz, consultant in Comprehensive Consultancy Bahrain, and Mr. Alan Speed, consultant in Management Improvements Limited, UK. Shalini conducts the Lean Six Sigma certification program for BIBF, and Alan conducts exciting computer-based simulation programs on branch management and operations management for the BIBF as well. Transforming HR Process, the Lean Six Sigma Way is the title of their session. Over to you, Shalini.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to speak to you today on transforming your HR processes. Not just any way, but the tried and tested Lean Six Sigma way. So let's begin with our current context. Chaos, confusion, and COVID. It's a new world out there. And how is your company responding to that change? Just a minute, can everybody see my slides? Just checking, can you see my slides?
Yes, I can see your slides, Shalini.
Okay, great. Okay, just give me a minute because I'm trying to find the slides myself. Where are my slides? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's begin with our current context. Chaos, confusion, and COVID. It's a new world out there. So how is your company responding to this change? Now we've painfully realized that no longer can companies bask in their former glory of size, strength, numbers, and might. The new normal demands a new way of functioning. Because today, it's not the big companies in the industry that eat the small companies. It's the companies who are fast in meeting customer expectations that will eat the slow companies. So being agile is what makes or breaks a company today. Now I'm sure you think this is a stupid question, right? Obviously the hound dog runs faster and not the elephant, because the elephant is heavy and bulky. So then my next question to you is, which of these represents your HR processes? Are you able to turn around an application with speed like the hound dog? Or are your processes complex, lengthy, and inefficient, failing to meet your management's specification and requirements? My experience tells me that most of our processes today are elephants. But if HR wants to be a true partner to the business and facilitate your company to grow revenues, then it's imperative for HR to redesign your processes. And this is where Lean Six Sigma will help you. So what is Lean Six Sigma? Lean Six Sigma is a combination of two process improvement methodologies, Lean from USA and Lean from Japan and Six Sigma from USA. And this powerful methodology can be used to transform processes across every department in your organization. So Lean basically improves performance by eliminating waste. And what is waste? Any resource that does not create value for the customer is considered a waste. So when you remove 8 kinds of waste from your process becomes shorter, simpler, speedier, and of course, more streamlined. Six Sigma improves processes by eliminating defects. A defect is any output that does not meet your customer's requirement. So the aim of Six Sigma is to achieve a 99.9% accuracy, which means that's zero defects in your process. And of course, when you remove these defects, your processes become consistent, reliable, and less expensive. Oops, it's not moving. So what are the benefits of Six Sigma? Amazon has reduced their customer buying process to just 2 clicks. So imagine the temptation for an individual on the internet trying to buy something. So if you change your processes, you can enjoy a variety of benefits. Let's say you simplify your process, right? You will make both your employees happy and your customers happy. Happy customers will buy more from you and even remain loyal for a longer time. This means you will get higher revenues and more financial benefits. And Six Sigma encourages a very innovative culture, and that can become your company's key competitive strength. So what are these wastes that the lean process is talking about? The first waste is defects or errors. Now we are all familiar with errors or mistakes that are constantly made in our processes. Incomplete applications, wrong policies applied, wrong documentation. In time, we accept these errors as part of our process, not realizing how much they cost us. Overproduction waste is what is producing much more than what we need. For example, we produce too many vouchers, we request too much information from our customers, and we print reports which no one reads, or have meetings which are far too long. Now, all of this, remember, is costing you money. Waiting is idle time that's created when you cannot proceed with your process because you're waiting for information from the previous process. Very often, we don't utilize our staff skill, talent, or creativity. We don't empower qualified staff. We don't give them more delegations. Now, because of this, you end up spending a lot more money, and you also end up demotivating your staff. Transportation is waste when you transport files, equipment, and material to different floors and different branches. When you look at your storage areas, and if you find that they contain too much material, which is never used, this is called inventory waste. Now, this even includes undeleted emails in your computer. When you have excess movement of people and machines, because you're creating multiple versions of the same task, you are creating extra processing waste. And this is, sometimes we ask for the same information from the same customer several times in the same process. So these are the 8 wastes. So let's see if I were to apply these 8 wastes on a HR process. Now, all of you will agree with me that employee onboarding is a very tedious, time-consuming, and costly process, right? Perhaps all of you are getting a lot of flack from your management for this. So here is a high-level process view of recruiting, onboarding, and appraising a new employee. Now, we all know that the process is not as neat as it appears here, right? In reality, it's very complex and very layered. So let me demonstrate how you can apply 8 wastes on this process. Let's take this process step, which is you need to obtain job descriptions, right? Here you can have a waste of overproduction because every time you're asking managers to provide you multiple job descriptions. Now, these can be very lengthy and very confusing. A suggestion is if you were to provide them a single template that they could just plug into, you could be avoiding a lot of duplication, unnecessary effort, and time. Another step is screening and selecting candidates, right? It's administratively very cumbersome and also an area ripe for committing errors and defects. Now, if you were to replace this manual process with an app, for example, you'll be able to automate these tasks of sending out communication to candidates, receiving documents, scheduling appointments. And because you've automated it, you will completely eliminate the propensity to commit errors, right? I request you to go and have a look at your approval process. You'll find a lot of motion waste. And this is caused by unnecessary bureaucracy, requiring multiple sign-offs on every application. And every time an application is waiting for approvals, you are incurring waiting waste. So the question to ask yourselves is, do we really need so many signatures on an application? Probably not, right? Another key area for waste is the employee handbooks. Every time you are asking for employee handbooks, you're creating an extra processing waste, and you also need to store them, so you're creating an inventory waste. So this is how you can identify wastes in your HR processes, but eliminating them. A while ago, we heard, I think it was Paul Firth, who spoke about the challenge of employee engagement, especially in these times. If you involve your own staff in re-engineering your process, you will find you can change your culture and you can change your future. And here's a thumb rule for all process improvements. Only 10% of any process really adds value. 30% is not value added, but it's mandated because of our policy, because of regulation. And 60% of any process, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, is really waste. So if you tackle 60%, I guarantee you, you can save a lot of cost for your organizations. Now, Six Sigma, I mentioned earlier, concerns itself with eliminating or reducing defects, right? Now, what we seldom realize is how much these errors are costing us. Let me give you a simple example. HR issues salary transfer letters for employees, right? So let's say the clerical staff who is committing the error discovers the error herself, then it would cost your organization $1. But let's say the error is discovered when the head of HR checks it. Now you have to add the cost of the head of HR. So now this will cost you $10. When the employee receiving the letter discovers the error, now you have to redo it and recheck it. So this will cost you $100. But let's say this letter went out to the company with the wrong details. Now this might cost you financial loss, reputational damage, and rework. And so this may cost you anything between $100 to even $1,000. So all of this combined, which we don't realize, is like a clock like a cost clock that is ticking in your organization. When you add up or aggregate all these costs, errors, wastes, inefficiencies, they comprise 10 to 40% of the total cost in your organization. And why you are not aware of this, or why you're shocked about it perhaps, is because cost of poor quality is like an iceberg. What you see is only the visible part. You may perhaps observe that your process is taking a long time, there's a lot of duplication of data, and of course, there's a lot of customer dissatisfaction. But the 90% which is invisible, you may not be calculating, which is complaints, legal fines, regulatory fines, higher attrition, loss of opportunity, reduced sales and revenues, and overall a culture of inefficiency, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure a lot of the times you feel you're facing rough seas, right? Don't worry, Lean Six Sigma has a toolkit to resolve almost every problem, not just the HR department, but the entire organization faces. So whether you need problem solving, root cause analysis, project management, risk mitigation, process mapping, or building customer loyalty and advocacy. You heard a lot about customer centricity today. And whether you want to just stay ahead of all your other competitors and just continuously improve, Lean Six Sigma has all the tools. But the power of Lean Six Sigma is not just to resolve your current problems, as COVID has taught us. It also gives you the tools to proactively prevent future problems. And that is why I think I will leave Albert Einstein to say it best. He says, intellectuals solve problems, but geniuses prevent them. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. And I will shortly hand you over to my very capable fellow speaker, Alan Speed. But please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Shalini Vas from Bahrain, or on my email. I'll be very happy to hear from you. Thank you.